What is going on, guys? It's your boy Salty here, bringing you another anime review of Fuuka this time. And wow, this episode was amazing. Purely Koyuki wasn't even in the whole entire episode, just maybe the first 2 minutes or so. Oh man, Team Koyuki all the fucking way. And I know the anime is called Fuuka. So, of course, it's kind of centered around her, of course, and you. I mean, you is the protagonist, but, Team Koyuki all the way. Like, my favorite scene, that's what I'm saying, like, she was only in this episode for 2 minutes, but my favorite scene throughout this whole episode, when, Koyuki and you were talking in his room, and the beginning of the episode, they were reflecting on their childhood memories, looking through their yearbook, and then, they're talking, and Koyuki's, was saying to you, oh, I only got on you so many times because you weren't so tough, and you always needed to be relied on, or something like that. And I mean, if you kept up with the episode so far, you know that Koyuki was, your childhood friend, of course, and she moved away when they were younger. She became a very famous singer, and anyways, I'm saying, like, when she went away when they were younger, you said he regretted not telling Koyuki that he always liked her. That was just wow. Cause like, I mean, we kind of expected you maybe had some feelings for her, cause the previous episode when Fuuka saw Koyuki and you at the I think they were at the boardwalk, right? Lighting firecrackers together, and Fuuka saw them together, in which she was in quite shock, because she's like, Koyuki, my childhood friend? It was like, yeah, and we saw Koyuki get closer to you, like kind of hug him, and he was blushing, maybe from embarrassment, but you could look, they're childhood friends, so you kind of guessing maybe he has some feelings for her. And it's confirmed that while he was younger, he did indeed like her. And what really just like, you see, out of all the characters so far, and of course, like, new character that got introduced, Sara, this episode, which I'll talk about Sara. I'm a fan of Sara, I'll tell you that right now. Not just because of the boobies, but because she has a nice ass personality, which we get to see further on. But anyway, yeah, when you told her that he liked her, then Koyuki was in complete shock, blushing all over, embarrassed, leaving the room, because throughout the previous episodes, we see just how much Koyuki truly loves you and cares for this man. Like, when she was texting him, she was in the most happiest of times. Even when, like, she saw him, like, her concert, when you and Fuuka were there, she noticed him. Of course, that just made her perform even 10 times better. That's her love there, at her concert. So, of course, she's gonna, give her all even more. There's just so many signs that we even see, like, just how much she loves and cares for him. And when like, obviously, like, when I first see these episodes, I see them in full, but then I see them before I even review another anime episode again, I always rewatch it just to make sure I got everything fresh in my mind. But Koyuki leaves Yu's apartment, and she goes outside, and she starts crying to herself, saying, I'm glad my feelings weren't one-sided after all. That hit, yo. I'm like, yo, because, like, she deserves, like, because we see how much she loves this guy. I'm just like, yo. Obviously, even in real life, anyone knows that unrequited love or one-sided love is the most painful thing anyone can go through. So it just made me happy just to see, Koyuki be in happiness herself that you did like her at some point. Probably still does, but again, this is a romance anime, or kind of getting to really a harem anime at this point, because now you got Sara in the mix. But let's get to Sara. So, as the episode progresses, he walked through the hallway, you meets up with Fuuka after their summer vacation, they talk a bit, and Mikasa is joking around with the girls, saying, like, those girls in the hallway that were like, oh, are all those 3 guys dating? And Mikasa's like, well, of course, he's the only one for me. I like Mikasa's character. He's funny, and what I was saying, yeah, then, like, Fuuka and you talk about their, summer vacation a bit, then Fuuka has a flashback of, well, Fuuka giving, you the CPR treatment, or the quote-unquote lips treatment, but yeah, and that makes her blush, so that was nice to see. That was adorable. But anyways, of course, after the episode progresses, they decide that they're gonna let and then of course they let Nachi, well, he's kind of forced to join the band as their drummer, and Mikasa's making fun of him, saying, oh, you're so cute when you ride with that, whatever. And I mean, I don't got nothing against gay people, I'm not gay myself, but I mean, it is funny when Mikasa makes fun of the other dudes, because like it just creates a weird ass, and kind of, I mean, you see that in anime a lot, when the dude hits on another dude, it creates like a very weird atmosphere. But I mean, it's funny. I don't got anything against gay people, but it's like, anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, soon after that, they decide they're in the cafeteria discussing band practice and stuff like that, and they run into Sara, Hisashi's little sister, and of course she has a very cold demeanor at first. She doesn't really like to communicate with anybody. You could tell that she just likes to, be by herself. She's that type of bitch you don't want to fuck with, to put it per se. And Fuuka asks Sara to join the band, and Sara gets up a receipt, looks at you, she's like, no. I'm just like, damn. I'm just playing. But yeah, she just outright rejects joining the band at first. Probably due to something with you, which we get to see later on why. And of course, after that, the hedgehogs go to Hisashi's place Hisashi's studio to start practicing and stuff for their band recital and whatnot. And Yu's having trouble getting the right chords on his guitars correct, trying to play the song correctly and whatnot. And meanwhile, they go to Hisashi's place to start practicing, and they run into Sara there again, and because first Fuuka and you notice that she's playing guitar in the other room. They go inside, they see Sara there. Fuu's dumbass trips on a wire, and your ecchi scene with Fuu falling into the big girl's tits. It was funny. I mean, obviously cliche, obviously, but yeah, it was funny. And he falls to the ground after Sara smacks him with her guitar. And then while Hisashi is giving you practice tips on playing the correct chords on his guitar, Sarah's giving him these awful mean looks, and these little looks that could shrivel up a man's ball sack in a matter of a second. But anyways, Sarah's like, why don't you give it up? It's irritating to watch when Hisashi's trying to help you learn the chords. She cold as shit, yo. Yeah, afterwards, they decide to get something to eat. I believe they go to some ice cream shop, or not ice cream shop, but just a cafe or whatever. Of course, they're all talking, and Fuuka's like, our first cover of a song's gonna be Climbers High. And they're all like, oh, okay, we could do this. And then, since you plays the bass and shit like that. Since you plays the bass, Sarah's like, oh, that's the difficult part. Then you spits out his drink. He's like, well, I can't do this shit. I ain't about this shit. He's like, I ain't about that. Yeah, they all just basically agree to do that. Mika's is like, oh, you can do it. We believe in you. And yeah, soon enough, they all leave the restaurant. Then it's only you and Sara there. And this is where we see just how Sara is. They're texting each other on some messaging app or something like that under these profile names, which they don't know was each other at first, which is really nice to see. But of course, they're texting each other. Yu's texting, but it would be Sara that, oh, I'm in a restaurant right now with this weird chick. She ain't really giving me nothing, it's kind of awkward. I feel like she's gonna hit me at any moment. And then Sarah's like, oh, maybe you should try talking to her, cheer her up. And Yu's like, nah, I don't want to. I feel like she would hit me. And then he was like, I'm just gonna apologize to her and then head home early. And I believe Sara goes to take a picture of her ice cream sundae. Then she sends it to you, which she doesn't know that it's actually you she's messaging. He was like, oh no, she's gonna upload my embarrassing photo to everyone on the internet. I mean, come on now, that's gonna happen. And of course, the shocking realization when they both realize that they're literally texting each other when you sees that ice cream chocolate sundae looks exactly like Sara-Senpai's. He's like, oh, Sara-Senpai, is that you? Oh, you son, that is you. And then, Sara just does a complete 180 on a character, starts talking with you for the rest of the night. And I gotta say, I really do like Sara's character. Of course, with every type of cold, tough character like that, you get the tsundere feel from them, oh, tough, not gonna talk to anyone. But of course, there's always more under the inside. So yeah, and Yu seems to be the only person she warms up to and actually likes, as we can tell. I mean, we could tell Sara has some sort of feelings for him. I mean, this is a romance harem type of anime, so that's a given. But yeah, anyways, they go out the restaurant, they start talking, and Sarah's like, I meant to apologize earlier about hitting you, and the only reason I was giving you evil glares and whatnot was because it was irritating how my older brother kept messing up your tutorials and whatnot. And yeah, and he was like, hope we could become better band members after this. And that was where that scene ended off, and that was a perfect scene. But me personally, I'm still team Koyuki all the way. And the next morning, they get ready for band band practice again. Yu's getting ready to leave the house. The sister's like, oh, where are you going? Yu's like, oh, I'm gonna go to band practice. Then, you know, his little sister's like, oh, you got band practice? Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Yu goes out, you know, he meets up with Sara-Senpai again. They both go to the garage they originally go to Hisashi's place to practice, but they realize they can't practice there, so Nachi has a garage they can practice in, and they decide to practice there. And you know, they're getting really good at practicing. They're getting the chorus together. They're getting a lot better at the song they've been practicing. Like Fuuka is singing amazingly, Yu's getting better with his bass, Sarah's being an excellent guitarist, Nachi's being a good drummer, Mikasa, you know, he's being Mikasa. So yeah, that ends off, and and they're all excited about how they, you know, performed a lot better. Fuuka, and I like this scene too, like when Fuuka's like, "Oh, you performed so well." When Sarah I meant to say that to you, and then she gets jealous and hits him in the back with her guitar again. And he's like, "Why'd you do that for?" And she's just like, "Oh, nothing." I like Sarah's character. I like her. Actually, I like Sarah's character a lot more than Fuuka's, to be honest with you. And this is not me shitting on Fuuka. She's a good character, but of course the anime is named after her, so it's going to revolve around her and Yu mainly. But I do like Sarah's character better than Fuuka's. That's just me. But yeah, and it ends off with Fuuka proclaiming that they're going to get better at practicing. Then Fuuka proclaims they'll hold their first performance at the school fair in 2 months. And yeah, and that's how that episode 5 of Fuuka ends. And I have to say, this was a very nice episode. I'm team Koyuki, so I would have wished there was a lot more interaction with her this episode, but we did get a lot of that last episode, so I understand. But again, the first 2 minutes of Koyuki and Yu interacting, that was my favorite. And with Sarah and Yu texting each other at the cafe, that was my second favorite scenes of this episode. Oh no, it was a pretty solid episode. I would rate this I'll give it yeah, why not? I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. The animation was, usually almost all romance animes are very beautifully animated. Like look at example of that, Snow White and the red hair. That was probably the most beautiful. I didn't say argue that's like the most beautiful animated romance series I've ever seen for an anime. That's just my opinion. But yeah, the animation was on point. Character development on Koyuki we saw, because we see that she realizes that you liked her too, and I'm really interested to see how Koyuki and you are going to be interacting with each other from here on out, and Sarah too as well, and Fuuka of course. I know I sound like a Fuuka bash, but as I said, I like her character. Just that, well, Koyuki and Sarah appeal more to me than she does. But yeah, anyway guys, that's the end of this anime review of Fuuka episode 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I know at some points I was kind of scrambled. I'm trying to think back in my mind what happened during the episode, because right before I go to reviewing, I immediately watch the episode, then I go to reviewing, so that way everything's fresh in my mind. But sometimes I forget everything. But yeah, I know I talk too fast. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Take care. Like, comment, and subscribe. And Salty signing out. Oh yeah.